I am joined now by Isabel Gessner and Ashley White. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. We want to talk about the session that you presented. It was called National Laboratory User Facilities, How to Get Access for Your Research. So let's start with the basics. What exactly are user facilities?
So user facilities are centralized resources for the international scientific community. In my case, I work at a synchrotron light source. They're very rare, they're expensive to build and maintain, and you can't have one in every backyard of a university or a company. So we have the in-house expertise as well as the specialized equipment for people from all over the world to convene to come and do their research.
So how does someone begin the process of using these facilities for their research?
Yeah, that's a great question. So most user facilities, including at mine, we have a peer-reviewed proposal process. So if you go to the website of any user facility, you can find information about the application process, the deadlines for proposals, those vary by facility, and then some information on how to write your proposal and how that review process works.
So the proposal then differs from one facility to another? The process, I should say?
There's some common elements typically. You're probably going to have a peer-reviewed proposal process, so other experts in the scientific community will be rating what you propose to do, and the proposal deadlines will vary. There'll be some finer details in the process, but it's a fairly common model across the user facility system internationally.
Okay, and Isabel, I know that you and your university chapter helped to organize this event. What drew you to focus on this particular topic?
I think best going to answer this from a science perspective because I'm a chemist, and this probably applies to all material scientists that are attending this conference, because when you're doing research at some time point you reach a limit where you can do analytics with the traditional methods that you have in-house, and at this point you need to go somewhere else to have a further look into what is actually going on, especially if you're working at the nanoscale. So we wanted to encourage students to use these facilities, which are actually free of charge, and I think many of them are not aware of this, and to build up the first contact between students and also the user facilities here.
So what were your takeaways from co-organizing this event?
Well, organizing an event here at MRS meetings is always exciting, and you get to know so many different people, which is always very interesting. But for me personally, it was very nice because I never worked and never did any experiments at a user facility, so I learned a lot myself.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, and the feedback that I got from the students was super positive, and yeah, I hope it's the same from the user facility side.
What about you, Ashley, as a panelist? What were your takeaways?
Yeah, it was great to have the opportunity to engage with young professionals that are interested in knowing more about, as Isabel said, often these free resources that are available to the scientific community. I thought the audience was really engaged, and at the end of the session we had a nice detailed panel discussion with everyone who had participated, and so it gave an opportunity for the audience to ask more detailed probing questions about just how the review process works or the specialized techniques, even opportunities for doctoral or postdoctoral fellowships at these facilities.
So what would each of you say are your plans for the fall based on your experience here in the spring?
So this was actually meant as a first trial. So we wanted to see what would be the best way to get this contact between student and user facilities. That's why we did this here, and we also tried this panel discussion at the end to have a platform for the students to ask whatever they want to ask and to make it easier for them to get in contact with the facilities later on. So I think this worked out quite well, and we can collect some feedbacks from everyone that attended and make it a bit bigger on the fall meeting, representing different types of user facilities there, and maybe going also a bit more internationally, not only focusing on the US but worldwide.
Yeah, and I know there's some more specific plans already in the works to have a user facility row in the exhibit hall at the fall meeting in Boston. Hopefully a reception, some events on the hub stage as well. So we really want to give people the opportunity to learn more about these resources that are so rare and valuable to making innovative science happen.
Fabulous. Well, good luck to you, and thank you, ladies, Isabel Gessner and Ashley White. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
MRS TV has all the coverage you want with the big newsmakers. Be sure to check out our content, which is updated each day here on YouTube from the 2019 MRS Spring Meeting here in Phoenix.